Not all rich people are the same, and this is where most people get it wrong. Some look rich, but are drowning in debt. Others look completely normal, but are sitting on millions. There are actually 10 different types of rich people, and only a few of them are building real, lasting wealth. The question is, which one are you becoming? Let's go through the 10 types of rich people, so you can decide which type of rich person you should or want to become.
All right, let's get right into it. When I say the word rich, what's the first thing that pops into your head? I bet it's something like supercars, huge mansions, a lifestyle that feels, totally out of reach. But here's the thing, that's only one version of the story. The truth is, not all wealth is created or even spent in the same way. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the different species of wealth. It seems like a simple question, right? But the answer? It's way more complex than you'd think. Is it the person you see with a Lamborghini on their Instagram feed? Or is it maybe that quiet neighbor who's been driving the same car for the last 10 years? As you're about to see, the lines can get pretty blurry. So it really boils down to this fundamental divide. On one side, you've got the loud rich. Their wealth is totally visible, and it's often tied up in liabilities, things that drain money, and it's all about looking rich. But then on the other side, you have the quiet rich. Their life might look simple because their money is tied up in assets, things that make them money. See the difference? They don't just look rich, they are rich. Okay, let's start with the group we probably all see the most, the spenders. Their wealth is really defined by consumption. It's loud, it's super flashy, and it is absolutely meant to be seen. First up in this category, we've got the just got rich. These are the folks who struck it rich fast, a lot of times before they had the financial smarts to actually handle it. So what do? They buy the liabilities, the supercars, the designer clothes, but they often have no real investment portfolio to back it all up. They are the textbook definition of loud rich, but honestly, their wealth can be incredibly fragile. And their whole mindset is captured perfectly by this one phrase, I'll just make more. That's their mantra. They pretty much operate on the assumption that whatever fire hose of cash they found is just going to run forever. But, well, when that stream dries up, they're suddenly left with this crazy expensive lifestyle they just can't afford anymore. Now, a slightly different kind of spender is the celebrity rich. For them, their wealth is directly tied to their public image. They face this enormous pressure to live an opulent life because their lifestyle is their brand. It's like they're in a constant race against time, trying to turn that fleeting fame into some real, lasting financial security. Okay, now let's completely switch gears and look at a totally different picture. We're moving from all those visible liabilities to invisible assets with the builders. This group isn't focused on spending money. Nope. They are obsessed with creating the very systems that generate it. And this right here is the perfect illustration of that quiet rich we were talking about earlier. These are the can't tell rich. I mean, you could be their neighbor for years and have absolutely no idea. They live below their means, and their wealth is built slowly, methodically, through smart, stable investments. And here's the real kicker. They are often considered the happiest people on this entire list. A classic example of a builder is the real estate rich. And their playbook? It's pure discipline. They use the income from a regular day job to get those down payments. They're obsessed with generating cash flow from their properties. And they know deep down that they're playing the long game. It might not be sexy, but believe me, this is how real, lasting wealth is so often built, from the ground up. Then there's another type of builder, the serial entrepreneur rich. These people are a different breed entirely. They don't just build one thing, they actually love the puzzle of starting businesses over and over again. They're constantly juggling, always in a hurry. But like the quote says, that intense pressure, that is exactly where they thrive. All right, now we are climbing to a whole other level. For this next group, it's not just about earning or even building. It's about managing these massive, complex systems where money itself does all the heavy lifting, often across generations. And here we see this really fascinating contrast between two titans of wealth, old money versus new money. On one side, you've got the legacy rich. They carry the weight of a family name, and their main focus is just preservation. Then, on the other side, you've got the digital rich. They're often self-made, got wealthy from a single brilliant idea, and their focus is just pure optimization and relentless growth. And, we can't forget about the hedge fund rich. They are masters of the financial system, and their yearly bonuses can be absolutely staggering. But man, it takes a huge personal toll. They're often the most stressed people you will ever meet, working insane hours and basically using their wealth as a scorecard in a game that just never, ever ends. So we've looked at all these different archetypes, but now I want to talk about the single most important one on the list. Because this last type, it isn't just one you can observe from a distance, it's one you can actually decide to become. And we have to make a really key distinction here. On one side, you have people who make their money selling the dream of wealth. The seminars, the courses, all the hype. But then on the other side, you have the people who don't just buy into the dream, they're the ones taking the actual steps, building their future one solid block at a time. And this brings us to them, the soon-to-be rich. These are the individuals who, right now, are putting in the work. They have the discipline, the drive, and the focus it takes. They're not chasing silly trends. They're investing in their own financial education and building on a foundation of solid fundamentals. They are the future quiet rich in the making. So, as we wrap this up, this is the question that really matters. It's not about which type you admire, but which one you're actively building yourself to become. Are you building a life of visible liabilities or invisible assets? The choice, ultimately, is yours.